we all made fun of his gaffes there, but I thought like that was people do make gaffes. It happens all the time. Even people who are really at the top of their game or whatever. But I thought that was like the least important part of his presentation. It was just the overall just feebleness and just
Right.
lack of coherence.
Right. That's
the
the
guy
thing.
was just so clearly not up to the job.
Yeah, it's not what he said. It's just as soon as you see him, you're like, oh man, this guy needs to retire. You
Right.
just see, and his just, you just saw that 26-second clip, just the cadence. So I downloaded the whole conference, his whole speech, or his press conference. And with the software I had, it has something to automatically remove pauses and fillers, which I do to edit clips to make them a little bit faster. So I just clicked to see. It was going to. I forget how many. It was like how many hundred pauses. It was going to. It was 58 minutes. It had 17 minutes of pauses that it wanted to remove.
Yeah.
That just shows you and just me sifting through this press conference again was just so painful. I'm just like, man, I can't even follow along because his cadence is so slow. He just strays off and mumbles and then just goes off on a tangent. It's just too difficult. And you just that fact that out of that 58 minutes, there were 17 minutes worth of him pausing just shows that he's not there. He can't.
Yeah.
He can't
Oh,
just
it was
carry on
clear.
a
It was just obvious from the start. From the start to the finish.
right. Yeah,
There was nothing there where you say, "Oh yeah, this man is." Again, he's vigorous. He's capable of leading the so-called free world.
But what's crazy is that people are saying that he did good enough to stay in, to not just to. This wasn't his,
Yeah.
it wasn't
Well,
a coup de grace
yeah,
for him.
right.
It was, he's still in it. And like, what are you talking about? He's
Yeah.
clearly not in it. Like, why is this guy still around?
I'll tell you, partisanship makes people stupid. So what's happening now is the partisanship is split. There are a few people that are just whatever. They're just not going to see it. They're going to insist that he's okay, and it's just because he's their guy, and they're just going to believe that what he says is great no matter what. But then the other half are the more realistic people who are saying, "My God, we got to get him out." And, they're hyper partisans too, but we got to get him out because we have to overcome this threat to democracy. We have to defeat Donald Trump.
So let's stage a mini coup right now to save democracy, have a little democratic insurrection, and try to overthrow Biden and put in somebody else without having a primary or any democratic process whatsoever.
Yeah, basically,
any effort to save democracy.
Right. Apparently, there's $90 million in contributions that have been frozen by what we call them mega donors. If we were talking about Russia, we would have called them oligarchs. And that's what they are. Somebody looking at this from the outside would say, well, the oligarchs run America.